we can establish our own agricultural system. We can farm. We can grow food to feed our own people. We can raise cattle. We can use the hide, the leather, the wool to make clothing for our own people. We can dig the clay from the earth.
Things occurring at once, coincidence or divine synchronicity. Divine synchronicity. So the first 10 days, we are dealing with that energy of Abeji, that energy of the twins, that energy of communication, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is the planet of communication. So we're dealing with spiritual communication, which causes synchronicity, which causes divine coincidences. That's the first 10 days. And then on the 11th day, we get a divine gift from Almighty Olodumare. We get a divine gift from Almighty Chukwu. We get a divine gift from Almighty Amun-Ra, Allah, Jehovah, whatever name you want to use, because any name, because there's no one name that works. Olofin, Olorun, any name you want to call God, as long as it's out of respect, it's fine with me. You can't choose one name. Okay? On the 21st of June, we have an annular solar eclipse. On the 21st of June, we have an annular solar eclipse. An annular solar eclipse is when, okay, an annular solar eclipse is when the moon gets between the earth and the sun. The moon gets between the earth and the sun. And the reason it's called annular is because it's not a total eclipse. It's not the moon does not totally block out the sun like it does in a total eclipse. With an annular eclipse, the moon will block the entire sun except the outer ring. The outer ring of the sun will still shine through on Sunday, June the 21st. The outer ring of the sun, it will look like a ring of fire. That's what they call it. An annular solar eclipse is a ring of fire. So it will be an annular solar eclipse. And the reason eclipses are so powerful, brothers and sisters, the reason eclipses are so powerful, brothers and sisters, and you are correct, that eclipse takes place on the first day of Cancer. That eclipse takes place on the first day of Cancer. And what is Cancer? Cancer is a sign that is ruled by the moon. The Leo is ruled by the sun. Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon is the symbol of divine feminine energy, the feminine divine. So this June 21st eclipse is bringing into manifestation the great African divine feminine principle, which is why I hope so many of our African sisters, join in with us during this fast. You sisters really need to, because that eclipse is taking place on the first day of Cancer, ruled by the moon, which is divine feminine energy. The moon is related to intuition. The moon is related to astral travel. The moon is related to clairvoyance, the ability to see before it happens. The moon is related to clairaudience, the ability to hear spirit. The moon is also related to clairsentience, the ability to feel spirit. You ever walk in somewhere and you can feel the presence, you can feel an ancestor, you can feel a spiritual guide? The moon is over that. The moon is the symbol of Orisha Yemoja in the Ifa tradition, who represents divine female energy. So this is a very sacred time. This is a very spiritual time of this fast. The middle of our fast, we have a solar eclipse. And guess what? The last time we had a solar eclipse in June, an annular solar eclipse in June this century, we're dealing with the 21st century. The last time we had a solar eclipse in June was June the 21st, 2001. I want you to think for a minute, where were you at and what was going on in your life around June of 2001, 19 years ago? That's the last time we had a solar eclipse during the month of June this century only, for these first 20 years. 2001 June, you know what I was doing? 2001 June, Dr.UMAR Johnson was finishing up his pre-certification school psychologist intern with the School District of Philadelphia. June of 2001, the Prince of Pan-Africanism was finishing up his school psychologist internship with the School District of Philadelphia. In other words, for me, when I think of June 2001, the last time we had a solar eclipse in June this century, it was right before I took off as a school psychologist. It was right when my career was about to start. So do you know what that means to me? I don't know, but when we fast, I'm going to ask the Most High. I'm going to call on the ancestors. I'm going to have the Babalawo ask Ifa, outcast my Obi shells. But if the last time we had a solar eclipse in 2001, I was about to take off and become the greatest black school psychologist in American history. If that's what happened the last time we had a solar eclipse, that means this time I'm about to take off again. And you about to take off with me. Every last one of you, if you take advantage of this 21-day fast, your life is about to go in a greater direction, a higher direction, to a stronger vibration. And I think for me, this eclipse is signaling the advance of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. I believe this eclipse is signaling that you've done your school psychology work. You've done your international Pan-African organizing work. Now it's time to open up that school for our boys. That's what this means for me. That's what this means for me. So you got to find out what was going on in your life June of 2001, because life is a cycle. Life is not linear. Life is a cycle, brothers and sisters. Life is a cycle. What was going on in your life June 2001? Was it good? Was it bad? What type of thing? See, in my life, it was a shift. I was shifting from graduate student to professional school psychologist. I was shifting from graduate student to professional school psychologist. I was shifting from graduate student to professional school psychologist. So I'm about to shift again. I'm about to shift again. I'm about to shift again. But when I shift this time, okay? I'm about to shift again. But when I shift this time, I won't be going from graduate student to school psychologist. I'll be going from school psychologist and most requested black scholar in the world to principal and CEO of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. So you start off in Gemini, your first 10 days. Then the eclipse is dead smack in the middle of the fast. Do you think that's a coincidence? The eclipse is dead smack in the middle of the 21 days, and we shift from Gemini energy, which is a light, good-natured, communication, synchronicity, coincidence, duality, companion energy, and then after the eclipse, we shift into Cancer energy, great divine African mother energy. Great divine African mother energy. And so from June the 21st to July the 1st, you got to go real deep. June the 21st to July the 1st, you got to go real deep. From June the 21st with the eclipse until the end of our fast, you got to go deep. Because the moon represents shining light on darkness. Darkness doesn't mean evil necessarily. Darkness represents the unknown. In the European system, darkness is evil. In the European system, darkness is evil. In the African system, darkness represents the unknown, not evil. So the moon shines light in the dark to help you open up your third eye so you can see your destiny clearly. So you can see your destiny clearly. And the element of Cancer is water. You know what that means? The element of Gemini is air, but the element of Cancer is water. The element of Gemini is air, but the element of Cancer is water. So the first 10 days of the fast, you should be outside in the air. You should go for walks. You should go jogging, walk, breathe in that air, because communication comes through the air. Orisha Oya, transformation, leader of the Agungun. The ancestors travel through the air. So for Gemini, communication, synchronicity, you want to be outside. You want to be out in the world to pick up on the energy. The first 10 days, the first 10 days of the fast, you want to be outside. Okay? First 10 days, you want to be outside. The last 11 days, Cancer, you can still go outside, but Cancer is about going inside. It's about the inner space. The inner space. It's about understanding the inner space so you can properly interpret the outer space. Cancer is about going in. It's the moon going into the unknown of self to shine a light on the darkness of yourself, the unknown, so you can come back out and understand the relationship between your inner space and your outer space. I hope I'm making sense. Now, the eclipse on June the 21st will begin on June 20th at 11:45 p.m. But the maximum eclipse, the maximum point, the apex of the eclipse will be 2:40 a.m. on Sunday, June the 21st. What should you be doing at 2:40 a.m., maximum point of eclipse? At 2:40 a.m. on Sunday, June the 21st, all of you who are fasting with us, at 2:40 a.m. on Sunday, June the 21st, you should be in prayer to the Most High, or you should be in meditation to the Most High, or you should be chanting to the Most High, or you should be pouring libation to the ancestors. At that very moment, you need to be in communication with the divine energy. Do not miss that moment. 2:40 a.m. on Sunday, June 21st, solar eclipse in Cancer, great divine feminine energy. You need to be in communication with divine energy. And I recommend that you start 15 minutes ahead of time so you don't get distracted. So by the time the greatest point of eclipse comes at 2:40 a.m., you are already in a deep connection with spirit. Remember, we haven't had an eclipse in June in 19 years. Don't miss this opportunity. The vortex is only open once in a while. See, what you need to understand, what makes eclipses so spiritually powerful and relevant, what makes the eclipse so spiritually powerful and relevant, during an eclipse, the sun, the moon, and the earth are in direct alignment with one another. During an eclipse, the sun, the moon, and the earth are in direct alignment. That's why eclipses are so powerful, because you have the sun, great divine African masculine energy. You have the sun. Shout out to all my Leos. Leo season is coming. Shout out to all my Leos. Leo season is coming. So you have the sun, great divine African masculine energy. You have the moon, great divine African feminine energy. And then you have the earth, the planet where we live, in perfect alignment. Do you see what's going on? Do you see what's going on? The mother, the father, and the child, which is us. The sun is the father, the moon is the mother, and we, the African children on earth, we are the children. That is the Trinity. That is the Trinity. When the sun, the moon, and the earth lines up, that is the Trinity. That is the synchronicity of Gemini. That is the riddle that we need to understand. The sun, moon, and child being earth. Let's continue. How should you behave during the fast? How should you behave? You should be humble. You should be quiet, mostly reflective, because remember, most of your day is going to be spent in spiritual activity. Most of your day is going to be spent in spiritual activity. Somebody fasting should not appear like somebody who's not fasting. You're not at the club. You're not playing cards. You're not on the corner smoking a blunt with the weed siphon. You're not doing none of that. You're calm, you're going within. You're only going to get out of this fast what you put into this fast. You're only going to get out of this fast what you put into this fast. And by the way, whoever is fasting, send me a text message, please. Text my phone if you're fasting. If you're going to do this with us, text my phone and just let me know who you are and where you at. Dr. Umar, my name is Brother Mike. I'm in Norfolk, Virginia. I'm going to do this fast with you, Doc. Okay? Just let me know. Okay, my name is Sister Shantae. I'm in Houston, Texas, Dr. Umar. I'm doing the fast with you. Text me. Just let me know. I'm fasting with you, name and location. I want to make sure I keep track of all of you around the world. I'm in Ghana. I'm in Nigeria. I'm in Birmingham, England. I'm in Luton, England. I'm in Montreal, Canada. I'm in Jamaica. I'm in Haiti. I'm in Cuba. Wherever you at. I'm in Brazil. Wherever, I'm in China, I'm in Australia. Dr. Umar, I'm fasting with you. And if you're in another country, message me using WhatsApp. If you're in another country, message me using WhatsApp. My number is 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. One more time. 215-989-9858. If you're going to be fasting, only serious people, if you're going to be fasting, text me sometime before 5:31 a.m. What time is it now? It's 2:14 p.m. So we have about 15 hours before the fast begins. Text me, Dr. Umar, I'm fasting, me and my wife fasting, me and my son fasting. We are going to do this, Dr. Umar. We need this for us. We need this for our people. We need God to reconnect to African people in a way that we've never had been because we've lost ourselves. And this is our way of reconnecting to the divine umbilical cord. We have lost ourselves. And this is our way of connecting to the divine umbilical cord. Okay? See, we giving up food and we replacing it with divine ashe. Our stomach is empty, and when you have food in your stomach, your energy gets diverted to the stomach to digest. With no food in your stomach, all of your ashe is available for spiritual activity. See, when you fast, there is no spiritual energy being redirected to your tummy to process your meal. So the whole 15 hours that you are fasting, you are vibrating at a higher level. You might feel physically tired, but you're spiritually energized. You might feel physically tired, but you're spiritually energized. You might feel physically tired, but you're spiritually energized. No food in the stomach means more energy for meditation, more energy for praying, more energy for chanting, for libation, for spiritual study, for personal reflection. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I recommend that you build an ancestral altar. I recommend that you build an ancestral altar. I recommend that you build an ancestral altar. Okay? All you need is a table or a bookshelf or a little corner in your room. Not represent European people. There's no such thing as white people. There's melanated and non-melanated people. That's it. There's no such thing as white people. There's people with color and people without color. That's it. White represents the white light of consciousness. White represents the white light of consciousness. Our ancestors are reflective of the white light of consciousness. So you need a white sheet and you need a white candle. A white sheet and you need a white candle for the ancestors. A white sheet and a white candle for the ancestors. Okay? And then once you get your candle, you're going to need you some incense. Here goes some incense I got, okay? Frankincense and myrrh with some sacred sage. Frankincense and myrrh, okay, with some sage. You got your candle, you got your sheet, you got your incense, and then you need a vessel of water. You need a vessel of water. You need some water. Water for the ancestors. Water is very important for spirit. Okay? Get your water. And then you want to decorate your altar. Not too much, but you want to decorate your ancestral altar with objects that contain the ashe of your departed relatives. What are we talking about? Your grandmother's pipe. If you have your grandmother's pipe, put that on the altar. You have your grandfather's favorite hat, put it on the altar. Your little niece, she passed away. You have her little shell top Adidas booties, put them on the altar. You have your cousin's favorite brush, put it on the altar. Little objects from all your blood relatives, only blood relatives. Only blood relatives. You put them on the altar because that invites their energy. Okay? And when you're ready to talk to your ancestors, and for the 21-day fast, you must sit and talk to them every day. For the 21-day fast, you must sit and talk to them every day. Okay? For the 21-day fast, you must talk to your ancestors because we're building up strength, connection, power, blessing, grace, ashe. So you want to talk to your ancestors every day of the fast. Every day. And you light your candle and light your incense. Pour your libation. I recommend you get a plant. Get yourself a plant. Get yourself a plant. You have a big vase of water, clear, beautiful vase. Get something nice. Don't use this. Don't use this. Get a vase. Fill it with water, and then you pour the water into the plant. A couple drips. And you call each ancestor's name 3 times of access. 3 is the number that opens the road. You call each ancestor's name 3 times, okay? And then you talk to them as if they were sitting in front of you because they are. You talk to them as if they were sitting in front of you because they are. You talk to them as if they were sitting in front of you because they are. And you say, grandparents, cousin, auntie, niece, nephew, I'm fasting. I got some issues. I need to work on my diet. I need to work on my business. I need to work on my anger, my profanity. I need to work on my fears, my anxieties, my depressions. I need to do more for the Black community.